As many of you know, I just released the cinematic for the Coastal Style Mansion. And if you haven't watched it, go check it out. But while I was filming that video, I learned how to film cinematic shots in vanilla Minecraft. No mods necessary. And it's actually really simple, so that's why I decided to make a video today and show y'all how you can do this for your videos, just in case maybe you don't want to download like the replay mod or one of those filming mods, or you just find it easier if you're able to do it in game without any additions. So first, to start off, you want to enable a key so that you can access cinematic mode. When we jump into settings, we'll go to options, controls, and then scroll down to the very bottom and you'll see toggle cinematic camera. Most likely, if you haven't used this before, this is going to be set to no button. Assign this a button that you'll remember where it is, and you'll be able to press it every time you're ready to film. So you're not going to be using it that often, so you might not really want to make it like a important button. I did mine F1 because personally I had no other use for F1, so some people would label that as an important button, but alright, now that you've assigned that button, go ahead and press that button and make sure it goes all smooth in cinematic mode. And I would definitely recommend, if you're going to be using this cinematic mode, to kind of drop down your settings and make it ideal for a high frame rate so that you can record the smoothest possible footage. Because as you can see, if you just move it around, it just looks really smooth. And if the frame rate's kind of struggling, then it might be jittery, and we don't want that. Alright, now for step 2 of getting a cinematic shot, you want to quickly swap into spectator mode. And if you don't know how to do this, type in /game mode, spectator, enter. Once you're in spectator mode, you'll kind of notice that you're kind of nobody because you can go through like anything. But what you can do in spectator mode that makes cinematic shots very helpful. Wait, that's not right. What you can do in spectator mode that makes cinematic shots really easy is with your scroll wheel on your mouse, you can actually alter the speed your character moves at. So for example, right now, as you can see, I haven't changed anything. I'm moving just at a normal speed, and I can still do my little run, it goes a little faster. But if I quickly just scroll around on my scroll wheel and then fly around again, you can see I move so much faster. And if I just crank it up even more, I'll just keep moving faster. So now I can circle this whole building in like 2 seconds. Now it makes it really jittery, as you can see, but it's crazy how fast you can get it to go. But if I go in the opposite direction all the way, you'll notice I'm not even moving. But I'm actually pressing W. And this is because I have slowed it down to the point where it doesn't even want to move. So if I just crank it up just 1, you'll see I'm slowly moving. We'll crank it up 2 more. And I'm going to go ahead and press D and W at the same time to get this little diagonal shot. Now, if I put it into cinematic mode and slowly turn my mouse, you can see I can get a crazy cinematic shot that's super dynamic and super easy to control, because when you're in cinematic mode, it's kind of hard to mess that up. So now I can sit here and get these really cool, nice dynamic shots without any effort or any mods. And it's super helpful if you're a YouTuber, or even somebody who just wants to show off their builds on like a forum. Definitely recommend using this. And I kind of already mentioned it, but my third point is to press multiple buttons at the same time while you're using your mouse. So for example, W and A at the same time, or W and D, or even W and space if you want to get like a cool panning up shot. But combine different button combos and it'll move you in certain directions. And when you combine that with the mouse movements, it produces some really cool footage. Number 4, play around with your FOV a little. To get to the FOV setting, you just want to go to your settings, options, and it's right here in the top left. And you can see in the background what this kind of does. So if I put it to Pro, you can see that it is ridiculous. It zooms out so much. And just to give you an idea of how much it's zoomed out, I can fly over here. Oh wait, we gotta get inside. If I just fly inside real quick, this house is going to look massive. You can just see how big this room looks. But I can get a full shot of this room from the corner. Actually, more than a full shot. So this is really helpful if you're filming insides of houses. I wouldn't recommend going that extreme. I'd say go to like probably 84 for like an interior. Once I put that in cinematic mode, you can kind of see that it looks much nicer and it captures everything in the frame. However, for the outside, I would recommend a completely different option. When you're filming the outside of the house, I would actually recommend inverting that number and zooming in just a little. So if I go here, go to options, I'm gonna zoom in to like, we'll do 49. And now you can see that that looks a lot better than just a normal FOV of, I guess, 70. It gives a much more detailed kind of distant effect. And if you're familiar with cameras, it kind of compresses the foreground and the background together and creates a really nice image. So I definitely recommend doing that. And for my fifth and final tip, especially if you have shaders, play around with the day and night cycle. For example, right now I have it at daytime. But if I go down to my chat, type in /time set noon, you'll see the mood of this scene is about to change drastically. And this is how you see most people film their videos with shaders. Now, whatever floats your boat, this works. However, you see the difference between this and this. This just looks insane. And I mean, like, I don't know why you wouldn't use this. If you're wondering how to keep it at this time for a long period of time, all you have to do is type in /time set whatever, time of day you want. I'm going to do day as always. Space, and then type in 1 million. And this is your duration. Enter. And now it's going to stay that time for 1 million. I think it's 1 million minutes. I actually don't know. Something like that. However, you can still toggle it to /time set noon. Oop. And it's going to stay at that time for 1 million seconds or minutes or whatever it is. And if you want to get really intricate, you can start playing around with the actual daylight cycle numbers and get the perfect time of day that you want. For me, it's not that big of a deal because I really like just the day setting. And this is the BSL shader pack, just in case you're wondering. I'll put the links to the shader pack and the resource pack for these leaves in the description. With all that being said, I hope you all enjoyed the video and found it helpful. If you haven't seen the cinematic, go check it out once again. And maybe even check out some other videos on the channel. I just built the computer. So I'm just now expanding into the possibilities that the PC has, like shaders and different mods and whatnot, because they came from Xbox. So just go over to the channel, check it out, maybe even subscribe. And yeah, I'll see y'all next time. Peace out.